Hello beauties, as you can see we are doing Boho Locs today. Ywigs sent me 4 packs of 18 and 16 inch, so 2 packs of 18, 2 packs of 16. The curl pattern is a deep wave and these packs came so full as they always do. So this is the 18 off to the right and then the 16 on the left. I always start off by prepping my braiding rack, which I will link down in the description because this braiding rack is a lifesaver. I've been having it for about 2 to 3 years already and it always comes through for me. But this is me showing you how thick the hair is, and it has no small hairs in the bundle. As you can see, I'm combing it out and no small hairs are coming out, which is very good. This hair is always good quality every time I get it, even when I'm just purchasing for my client. I divided out the hair pretty thick because I wanted to make sure when I'm braiding this hair in that it's filling out the spaces, because I'm doing my parts a little bit on the larger side, so it's not too heavy for my client. For my parting, I'm doing scoops. I just love the way it looks, especially when it's larger parts. As far as product, I use the Neat Braid, which is a braid gel, and Shine and Jam to get my parts very sleek. And to slick everything down, I use an edge brush just to comb the product through. For the braid, I'm not adding any braiding hair into it. I'm just braiding my client's natural hair, and I'm adding 2 strands of human hair into each braid. So I put 1 strand of human hair at the base of my braid, and then I braid down about 1 inch or 2, and then I put my second human hair strand onto the braid. I'm doing this to fill out the root part of my locks, therefore I don't have to do this step when I'm putting on my locks and wrapping them. It just helps when it comes to saving time. And then once I put on my 2 strands of human hair, I just braid the rest of my client's hair down. Therefore, it makes it easier for when she's taking it out, she can see that all her hair is braided down and none of her hair is loose, which will look like it's blended with the wrapping hair, and that makes it really hard for people to take down. So it's always important to braid down your hair all the way down or your client's hair all the way down. So now I'm just going to finish putting in all the rest of the back braids, and I just like to go along and fill it out with my scoop parting. And as you can see, it fills out really nicely. Even though the parts are on the larger side, you can't really tell because the scoop parting and also the human hair that's added in. After I put in all my braids, that's when I take my locks, and I get these locks from Bobby Boss. They're called Nude Locks, and I attach it to my braid. Off to the side, you can see more closer up on how I do it. I stick my crochet hook through the braid, and then I take the loop and I pull the loop through the braid, so that's where you can see that I did. And once you fold it over, it should lay flat, so when you're wrapping it, you're not having any trouble with any lumps or anything. It just wraps really smoothly because of the way you crochet it in. I would suggest doing each step all at once. So if you're going to do all your braids first, and then crochet in all your locks. And then this is the 3rd step. So I like to braid my human hair at the end instead of going all the way down and doing it. So I'm just braiding on all my human hair ends, and I just open up the lock at the bottom and braid it on as I would just braid on a knotless braid. And I use my crochet hook method to seal up the ends. So what that is when I braid it all the way to the end, I take a little piece, wrap it around the braid, and take my little crochet hook to seal the ends off so it doesn't slip down. Right here, I'm showing you guys how I wrap my lock. I did it on my client, but it wasn't super detailed, so I just wanted to refilm it on my mannequin head. So this is my wrapping hair. I'm gonna insert a picture on how the packaging looks, but there's a lot of different brands that you can use to wrap your locks. But what I do is I take my wrapping hair, I split it in half because it comes as one big chunk. So I split that in half, and I take my crochet hook, stick it through the root, and pull my wrapping hair through the root. That is going to help with any slippage that you're going to have at the root. It's going to make sure it keeps it nice and tight to the root without it tugging too hard at your root. And so as you can see, it was movable. I fold it in half and I just start to wrap like normal. And I'm just taking my piece and I'm wrapping it around my braid and the lock. And I like to switch off on pieces that I use, so you can determine when you want to switch off. But this 1 strand should do most of the lock, and then you're going to need a little bit of another strand. When I'm adding in my human hair strand, I'm putting my human hair strand right above my lock and under my wrapping hair. Therefore, I can just start wrapping it around the lock and my human hair. Then I take the human hair strand and my wrapping strand. I take it in my hands, I stick my crochet hook through the lock, and I pull both of those through the lock. That's gonna really secure the human hair into the lock. Then I'm gonna put the human hair strand down and continue to wrap with my wrapping hair again. I'm gonna show you guys one more time what I do. So I grab the human hair strand and I place it right on top of my lock, and I put it on a clip that is above the head, and I put it in between my wrapping hair. So therefore, when I'm wrapping, it's just right there and it's getting covered up. And then I take my wrapping hair and my human hair, I stick my crochet hook through the lock, and I just pull those through. I put the human hair strand down, and I continue to wrap with my wrapping hair. That is going to secure your human hair to the lock. You can pull, tug, style, and the hair is not going to go anywhere. That is the last step when it comes to doing these boho locks. This is how it looks fully done. I'm going to show you guys how many parts I did in the front for my client. I did 4 rows on each side of my client's head. I did 2 braids or 2 locks for the first row, and I added in 4 curls. The first 2 curls were added into my braid when I was doing the braid, and then the other 2 were added at the ends when I was wrapping the lock. For her second row, I did 2 locks and 5 curls total, 2 when I was adding in the braid, and 3 additional curls when I was wrapping the lock. For my third row, I did 2 locks and 5 curls total again. So yeah, 2 curls at the beginning of the braid and 3 curls added in as I was wrapping down. My strands were pretty full, so even if I just put 3 or 5 curls into the lock, it really filled out the lock. For my last and final row, I did 3 locks and 5 curls total. I wish I would have did 6 curls just to fill it out a little bit more, but it's okay. It still gave really full and cute on my client. And that's what I really like about this hair. It is full from the root to the tip. So when you're putting in your style, it's easy for you to get a nice full style because the hair is nice and full. Right here, I'm just taking my spray bottle and spraying down the curls, and it is just feeling so soft as I'm spraying it down. The way that you'll take care of this hair is you want to at least define your curls once a week. Spray it down, keep it hydrated. You don't want your human hair to just be dry. I like to add in the Lotta Body Mousse for moisture and shine. When you go to sleep at night, you want to make sure that you put your locks in 2 loose twisties and tuck it underneath your bonnet. That is key if you want your stuff to stay fresh. But I love locks because the longer you wear them, the better they look over time. So you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.